Savory, peppery chicken. This kind of chicken stir fry is one of those all-time greats. This is my Chinese pepper chicken. So often Chinese style stir-fried chicken dishes are overly sweet. You know, you've got your sweet and sour chicken, you've got your honey chicken, all those sorts of things. But this one, can I say, is right up there, just as delicious as those. And its main flavor component is not sweet, it is beautifully peppery and spicy. So let's get down to doing the chicken first of all, and I'm going to start off with a little bit of a marinade. Now I want just a bit of soy sauce, and I'm using chicken thigh because I am a staunch thighs girl. I love how juicy and tasty dark meat is, but you can totally use chicken breast if you want to as well. And I just want a little bit of garlic too. Now just give that a mix. And you might be thinking, why is there no pepper yet? So I'm leaving the pepper out of the marinade because I don't want the pepper to burn and get bitter when I fry it in my oil. I want to keep that pepper really nice and fresh for the end of the dish. So without further ado, let's get to the pepper. Now I'm using two types here. You can totally just use regular black pepper and it will still be a beautiful dish. I'm going with two, so I'm using Szechuan peppercorns and the black pepper. Now we're going to the trouble of making this as beautiful as possible, so I'm going to roast my Szechuan peppercorns first. If you're just doing black peppercorns, you can skip this step. And you just want to toast these until you can start to smell that beautiful citrusy Szechuan peppercorn flavor, and you can see just a little bit of smoke. Okay, these are smelling beautiful, so I'm going to pop this into my mortar. And now I want to add some black peppercorns. So the Szechuan peppercorns will give you like a numbing, tingling kind of sensation. Not everyone loves that, and I know some of you guys have emailed me and told me that's not your thing. That's cool, just use the black peppercorns. And then of course the black peppercorns will give you the heat and the bite. Now just grind these up. Okay, so this is what you're looking for, and this is way too much pepper than I need for this dish, but whenever I'm going to the trouble of toasting my Szechuan peppercorns and grinding them by hand, I like to do a little bit extra because it means I can save some, and I just sprinkle it on anything really. Grilled chicken, grilled prawns, makes a beautiful spice for just about anything. So let's get back to the chicken for a minute, and I want to give it a bit of a crispy treatment before I start to stir fry it in the black pepper sauce. And so I'm just going to put about half the chicken into some corn flour and then mix that up. And then I've just got some oil in my pan here, just a shallow fry is fine. I'm going to check the oil's hot enough, and it's good. I can see some nice little bubbles there. So let's get our chicken in there. Make sure you dust off as much of that corn flour as possible, because otherwise you kind of get a bit of a floury finish at the end. Alright, so once we've got a nice golden crispy exterior on our chicken, just want to drain it on some paper towel. Alright, so stop yourself from eating too many pieces of that beautiful fried chicken, and let's make the pepper sauce next. So this is really simple, just some oyster sauce, and now a good dash of some Chinese Shaoxing wine. Now, a lot of you guys have written in and said, what can I use instead of Shaoxing wine, because you don't want to use alcohol in your cooking. So I tend to suggest using something like pineapple juice or apple juice, not so much for the sweetness, but just for a little bit of like the fruity floral fragrance that you get from Chinese wine. Or you could just leave it out. And for some color, I want some dark sweet soy sauce as well. Now for the pepper, this is really up to you, but I like to have a really good big pepper kick. So I'm going to put in probably like a heaped tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half, but you could tone it down a little bit as well if you're making it for kids. Now let's get this cooking. So I just want a little bit of oil in here. Now add your onions and some capsicum, and just give those vegetables a minute or so to get a little bit charry and tender. Now add in your chicken and your pepper sauce, and now just mix that until the chicken is beautifully coated. Wow, look at that. I love that gloss and those little speckles of black pepper everywhere. Time to get that out onto a plate. And there you go, guys. Now what's happened here is that beautiful coating on the outside of the chicken has soaked up all of that flavor, and We've got some lovely little bits of pepper there. Looks so good. Such a simple dish, but wow. I love that pepper flavor. That is so delicious. And just that little hint of the garlic and that Chinese wine flavor as well. So good. See, you don't need to have like a sweet sticky sauce for things to be amazing. Although, you know, I do love a honey chicken, a sweet and sour chicken also. It's nice to have something different. Different, but still special.